Food is far more than something you consume to satisfy hunger or maintain energy. It is a form of communication with your body at the deepest level. Every bite you take carries instructions, signals that tell your cells how to behave, how to function, and ultimately, how to respond to the environment you are creating within yourself. This means that what you choose to eat is not neutral. It is either supporting vitality or encouraging imbalance. When you begin to understand that your body is made up of trillions of cells, each one responding to chemical messages, you start to see food differently. Nutrients from whole natural foods act like high-quality information. They guide your cells toward repair, regeneration, and optimal performance. Vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and phytonutrients don't just help. They activate processes within your body that strengthen immunity, reduce inflammation, and promote healing. In contrast, highly processed foods, refined sugars, and artificial substances send confusing or damaging signals. They can disrupt normal cellular activity, weaken defenses, and contribute to the very conditions that allow disease to develop. Your body is constantly adapting. It is always listening and responding to the inputs you provide. If those inputs are rich in life-giving nutrients, your body shifts into a state of balance and efficiency. Cells communicate clearly, systems operate smoothly, and your natural healing mechanisms are supported. But when the inputs are poor, lacking essential nutrients, or overloaded with harmful compounds, the body must compensate. It struggles to maintain balance, often leading to fatigue, inflammation, and dysfunction over time. Consider how quickly your body reacts to what you eat. Within minutes to hours, your bloodstream is affected, your hormone levels begin to shift, and your cells start responding. This is not a slow, distant process. It is immediate and continuous. Every meal becomes an opportunity to either reinforce health or weaken it. This realization brings a powerful sense of responsibility, but also a remarkable opportunity. You are not powerless in your health journey. You are actively shaping it with every choice you make. The idea that food is information also changes how you view consistency. It is not about perfection or occasional effort. It is about patterns. Your body responds to what you do repeatedly. A single healthy meal cannot override a pattern of poor choices, just as one indulgence will not undo a strong foundation of nourishing habits. Over time, your consistent actions create a biological environment that either supports life or allows imbalance to grow. There is also an intelligence within your body that works in harmony with the right inputs. When you provide it with what it needs, it doesn't hesitate. It begins repairing, detoxifying, and strengthening. This is why people often experience increased energy, clearer thinking, and improved well-being when they shift their nutrition. It is not magic, it is the natural response of a system finally receiving the correct signals. Understanding food in this way encourages mindfulness. Instead of eating automatically or emotionally, you begin to pause and consider the impact of your choices. You start to recognize that you are not just feeding your appetite, you are programming your body. This awareness transforms eating from a routine act into a deliberate and empowering practice where each decision becomes an investment in your long-term health and vitality. Disease does not simply appear without cause. It develops and progresses within a specific internal environment that either supports its growth or resists it. Your body is not a passive victim of illness. It is an active ecosystem, constantly influenced by what you eat, how you think, how you move, and how you live. Within this ecosystem, conditions are always shifting, and those conditions determine whether health is strengthened or compromised. When the internal environment becomes imbalanced through chronic inflammation, excess acidity, high levels of stress, and the accumulation of toxins, it creates a setting where disease can take hold more easily. Cells begin to lose their efficiency, communication between systems weakens, and the immune response becomes less effective. This is not something that happens overnight. It is the result of repeated patterns, small daily choices that gradually shape the terrain of the body. Cancer, like many diseases, depends on certain conditions to grow and spread. It thrives in environments where the body's natural defenses are weakened, where oxygen levels are low, where inflammation is persistent, and where nutrients are insufficient or imbalanced. When these conditions are present, abnormal cells can multiply more freely, facing less resistance from the systems designed to control them. This understanding shifts the perspective from fear to awareness. Instead of viewing disease as an unpredictable force, you begin to see it as something influenced by the environment you are creating within yourself. What makes this idea powerful is the realization that you have influence over that environment. Every choice you make contributes to the internal conditions of your body. The foods you eat can either increase inflammation or reduce it. Your hydration levels can support detoxification or allow waste to accumulate. Your thoughts and stress levels can either promote hormonal balance or disrupt it. Even your level of physical activity affects circulation, oxygen delivery, and cellular health. Stress, for example, plays a significant role in shaping the internal environment. When stress becomes chronic, the body releases hormones that, over time, can suppress immune function and increase inflammation. This creates a state where the body is less capable of repairing itself and more vulnerable to dysfunction. Similarly, poor dietary habits, especially those high in processed ingredients and low in nutrients, can fuel inflammation and deprive the body of the tools it needs to maintain balance. On the other hand, when you begin to create a supportive internal environment, the dynamic changes. Nutrient-dense foods help regulate inflammation, support cellular repair, and strengthen the immune system. Proper hydration aids in flushing out toxins and maintaining optimal function. Regular movement improves circulation, ensuring that oxygen and nutrients reach every part of the body. Positive mental states can reduce stress hormones and support overall balance. The body is always striving for equilibrium. It is designed to protect, repair, and maintain itself, but it can only do so effectively when the conditions allow it. If the environment is constantly working against it, the body must use more energy to cope, leaving less available for healing and defense. Over time, this imbalance can lead to the development of disease. Understanding this concept shifts the focus from treating symptoms to addressing the root conditions. It encourages a proactive approach, where the goal is not just to eliminate illness, but to create a state of health in which illness struggles to exist. This is where true prevention lies. Not in isolated actions, but in consistently shaping an internal environment that supports strength, resilience, and balance. Natural, whole foods carry a kind of intelligence that the body immediately recognizes and knows how to use. They come complete, unaltered, and rich with the nutrients that support life at its most fundamental level. When you consume foods in their natural state, fresh vegetables, fruits, whole grains, nuts, seeds, you are providing your body with a complex combination of vitamins, minerals, enzymes, fiber, and antioxidants that work together in harmony. This combination cannot be replicated artificially because it is designed by nature to function as a complete system, delivering precisely what your body needs to maintain strength and balance. The immune system, which serves as your body's defense mechanism, relies heavily on these nutrients to function effectively. It is not a single entity, but a vast network of cells, tissues, and organs working together to identify and eliminate threats. For this system to operate at its highest level, it requires consistent nourishment. Whole foods provide that nourishment in a way that supports communication between cells, enhances the production of protective compounds, and strengthens the body's ability to respond to challenges. One of the most important roles of natural foods is their ability to reduce inflammation. While inflammation is a natural response that helps the body heal, chronic inflammation creates an environment where many diseases can develop and persist. Processed foods, high in refined sugars and unhealthy fats, tend to promote this chronic state. In contrast, whole foods, especially those rich in antioxidants, help neutralize harmful molecules and calm inflammatory responses. This shift alone can significantly improve the body's internal environment, making it less favorable for disease. Another key factor is the presence of phytochemicals, naturally occurring compounds found in plant-based foods. These compounds have been shown to support detoxification processes, protect cells from damage, and influence how genes are expressed. They act as signals that encourage the body to activate its own protective mechanisms. Instead of forcing change, they guide the body toward better function, enhancing its natural ability to maintain health. Oxygen also plays a critical role in the body's ability to resist disease, and the foods you eat can influence how well oxygen is utilized. Nutrient-dense plant-based foods support better circulation and cellular respiration, allowing oxygen to reach tissues more efficiently. When cells receive adequate oxygen, they function more effectively, and conditions that favor disease become less sustainable. Hydration, often overlooked, works hand in hand with nutrition. Water is essential for transporting nutrients, removing waste, and maintaining the balance of every system in the body. When combined with whole foods that have high water content, such as fruits and vegetables, it enhances the body's ability to cleanse and renew itself. This continuous process of nourishment and elimination keeps the internal environment dynamic and supportive of health. Consistency in choosing natural foods amplifies these benefits. It is not about occasional healthy meals, but about creating a pattern that your body can rely on. Over time, this pattern strengthens your immune response, improves energy levels, and enhances overall resilience. The body begins to operate more efficiently, with less strain and greater capacity to repair and defend itself. As you continue to nourish your body in this way, you begin to notice subtle yet powerful changes. Energy becomes more stable, mental clarity improves, and the body feels lighter and more capable. These changes are indicators that your internal systems are functioning more effectively, supported by the steady supply of high-quality nutrients. This approach is not restrictive but empowering. It shifts the focus from avoiding harm to actively building health. Each meal becomes an opportunity to reinforce strength, to provide your body with the tools it needs to perform at its best, and to create an internal environment where balance and vitality can flourish. Your mindset is not separate from your physical health. It is deeply connected to it, influencing processes within your body in ways that are both immediate and long-lasting. Every thought you entertain, every belief you hold, and every emotion you experience creates a chemical response. These responses travel throughout your body, affecting hormones, immune function, and even how your cells behave. This means that the way you think is not just shaping your perspective on life, it is actively shaping your biological reality. When your mind is dominated by stress, fear, or negativity, your body responds by releasing stress hormones such as cortisol. In small amounts, these hormones are useful, helping you react to challenges. But when they remain elevated for long periods, they begin to disrupt balance. The immune system becomes less effective, inflammation increases, and the body shifts into a state of defense rather than repair. Over time, this can create conditions that make it easier for illness to develop and persist. On the other hand, when you cultivate a mindset rooted in calmness, confidence, and positivity, your body responds differently. Hormones that support relaxation and recovery are released, helping to restore balance. The immune system functions more efficiently, inflammation is reduced, and the body becomes better equipped to heal and protect itself. This is not a vague or abstract idea. It is a measurable, physiological response to your mental state. Daily choices act as the bridge between your mindset and your physical condition. What you eat, how you move, how you rest, and how you manage stress are all influenced by the way you think. If you believe that your actions matter, that your body is capable of healing, and that your efforts will produce results, you are far more likely to make decisions that support your well-being. This creates a positive cycle where constructive thoughts lead to beneficial actions, and those actions reinforce healthier outcomes. Habits play a central role in this process. Your life is largely shaped by what you do repeatedly, often without conscious thought. By intentionally building habits that align with health, choosing nourishing foods, staying hydrated, engaging in regular physical activity, and prioritizing rest, you begin to shift your body toward a state of strength and resilience. These habits do not need to be extreme. In fact, their power lies in their consistency. Small, positive actions performed daily accumulate into significant changes over time. Awareness is the starting point. When you become aware of your thoughts and behaviors, you gain the ability to change them. Instead of reacting automatically, you begin to respond intentionally. You pause before making a choice and consider its impact. You ask yourself whether it aligns with the kind of health and life you want to create. This level of awareness transforms ordinary decisions into purposeful actions that support your long-term well-being. Your environment also influences your mindset and choices. Surrounding yourself with supportive influences, whether through people, information, or routines, can make it easier to maintain positive habits. When your environment encourages growth and well-being, it reinforces the decisions you are trying to make, reducing resistance and increasing consistency. Over time, as your mindset and daily actions become more aligned, your body begins to reflect that alignment. Energy levels stabilize, resilience increases, and the body functions more efficiently. This is not the result of a single change, but the outcome of a consistent pattern where thoughts, choices, and actions work together to support health. The connection between mind and body is ongoing and dynamic. It is shaped moment by moment through every thought you think and every action you take. By consciously directing both your mindset and your daily habits, you create conditions that support not only physical health, but also a greater sense of control and purpose in how you live.